Cities in Puerto Rico have filed a major racketeering lawsuit against fossil fuel companies for covering up the dangers of climate change. Well, there's been several attempts to make this happen, right? And none of them have been successful so far. I think it's basically you're batting zero, which is a shame because there's some really, really good material. It's worth it to read the lawsuit and understand how much these, Exxon, for example, that they absolutely knew 50 years ago what was coming, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The documents go back to definitely the 70s. There's actually a couple from the 50s where they said, wait a minute now, we think this is messing up. There's newspaper reports from the 1910s, I think 1918, where, hey, the burning of coal seems to be changing the climate. So over 100 years ago, even the media was still talking about climate change. But either way, the documents in these companies, they're all colluding together, basically. We're going to pool our money. We're going to fund this think tank. We're going to create a think tank here. And we're going to tell people that climate change is just the weather changing every day.
Right.
And basically,
well, you saw the documents. Actually, I saw where you actually did show after show where you said, this isn't me talking.
Right.
Let me show you the damn documents.
The documents.
This is where they wrote that. This is how we take the scare out of climate change. Those were the documents.
Right. And paying off the scientists, which Exxon did.
What they call key opinion leaders talk about.
Yeah, they would offer, and there's even a database now where they can go and just find a list of who can sign their name on what. But they would offer scientists tens of thousands of dollars. They had the report already written saying climate change is fake, oil is great. Just saying, hey, scientists, you're reputable. Put your signature on this. We'll give you $25,000. And they did it.
Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Duke, you name it. There was always some blood-sucking bottom feeder scientist or doctor or whatever that was willing to say, yeah, I'll sign off on that. They didn't even write it most of the time. The industry, Exxon would write the article. They would say why climate change isn't real. Doc, you mind, we're going to give you $50,000 to sign off. No problem. They'd sign off on it.
Yeah, and so that's why this particular lawsuit is different from some of those other ones, because this one's going after the racketeering angle.
Yeah.
So that could be something that maybe gives a little oomph, but at the end of the day, the liability for it, you just can't hit that standard, unfortunately. You can't prove that the gasoline I burned that I bought from Exxon.
Causation connection.
So it's just, we know it did, but linking it to the exact companies is damn near impossible.
Well, there's market share kinds of arguments, and once a court will go ahead and assume a market share kind of analysis. That is, we know for the last 20 years, Exxon, what your market share was. And we know that all of you had a specific market share. That's always been the way I've approached multiple defendants. Early on this one, I'm calling probably not going to make it, but I'd love to see that these people are trying.
Yeah.